K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
It got up to like $68,000. My heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
Joe's a moron.
Game on, where progressives fear us and rhinos tremble. Welcome to the political jungle. I'm JD.
This is Stacey. No one is safe. No one is spared.
Lock up the children.
And the old folk.
Welcome to the world of liberservative conservatarians.
Joe the Tax Douche is like Ed McMahon. Good evening, Thursday night, December 10th, 2015, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. JD and Stacey here at Game On that K98 Talk. Everybody within the sound of my voice, you know what to do. Get over to that K98Talk.org. Get in that chat room. Say hello to Stacey. Say hello to the smartest, drunkest, meth-taking listening radio audience in the business. Welcome back to all our political freaks, geeks, and back alley sneaks. Obama is literally helping kill us. So why don't we start some tonight with some creeping death? Between Joe the Tax Douche and Obama letting everybody else out of jail, I just couldn't. I needed a little of this, you know? How about you?
Oh, fine.
That. Well, then listen. Tonight, Durgabob 69 is released from Gitmo, and surprise, Mas Jihad. Judge Jeanine has a plan. Africa is hot. Nicki Minaj speaks and more. Good evening, kids. Remember, Stacey and I are not just live here on K98 Talk Thursday nights at 9 with the best lead-in in radio, that Bell Riven, that Dr. Ava, that Whom the Bell Tolls, baby. Stacey and I do it again, game on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. here in that K98 Talk. Sunday, we shift gears at 11 a.m. with that Bloody Marys and Broadsheets, baby. Your cure for that mainstream media hangover. Fridays, drive time, leading into that Yahoo Sports on that WN, JC 1360 AM, serving that Philadelphia, Southern Jersey, Northern Delaware. Remember, guys, find yourself some Flipside Show with that Michael Loftus. You get over to flipsideshow.com. Make sure you find JD's episode. He gives Stacey so much love. Guys, now is the time to be thinking about it, not after the holidays. Start looking into, get ready for CPAC 2016. Come down, say hello to Stacey and myself, everybody from the K98 Talk family. Remember, not during the show, kids. After it, you get over to that Spreaker.com, hashtag JD and Stacey, JDANDSTACEY. Find out everything we've been doing here with that Ricky Ticky Tavi, Rick Robinson, and that K98 Talk. Good evening, baby.
Good evening. They especially want to check out that October 1st broadcast.
For those of you who are cramming for the final exam and need the Cliff Notes for the October 1st broadcast, here's the summary. Oh, wait. When you have so many radio buttons, what happens with the summary? It's,
I hate this place. Nothing works here. The medications don't work. I've been here for 7 years.
That's right, baby. We got a tagline coming. That's JD and Stacey Radio, curing your cheap vodka, stale cigarette, split ends, and sadness aura about you.
There you go.
Oh, it's going to be that kind of show, huh?
Oh, it's going to be that kind of show.
Okay,
It just
terrific.
gets better and better
better
and better.
Nothing gets better and better and better and better. And tonight what we're going to be focusing on is we're going to be focusing on Durgabob 69, which basically was the latest revelation of jihadi jerk-off that ended up from behind very nice chain link fence in very clean orange jumpsuits with brand new, fresh, probably, knowing the United States government, these animals probably had fabric softener in their prayer rug. They probably did.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So Obubu comes in, and because, a friend of mine, I don't know if I've said this on the show before, and the Secret Service and the NSA and everybody else has been on their way to my house for a long time, so I might as well just add this to the list. I had a friend of mine who, we've been friends for close to about 30 years. He wasn't really that politically savvy and active, basically a low information voter. And he had started a business, and he had got laid up, and it was right around when Glenn Beck was on Fox, and it was during the Obamacare debate. I remember one day, and he came and he goes, "Look, listen to this. Wait, can these people do this? This isn't." And I said, honestly, hold on a second. I went home, and I'm one of those freak shows that keeps like several pocket paper versions of the Constitution, right? So I come back over to the house, and I'm like, "Here, buddy boy, read this." So I leave. I come back. Oh my God! Bah, 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 bah. So we sit down. We start talking a little politics, and he looks me in the face, and he goes, "I'm going to tell you something right now. Barack Obama, ultimate sleeper terrorist cell." And when people have a new passion for something and they get excited about it and you don't want to really dissuade them, I have got to tell you something. That was the most prescient statement I think I have ever heard. No?
Well, and I've met that guy.
Who, Obama?
Oh, Durga.
Right now, that guy is listening.
I know
going,
exactly who you're talking about because you imitate him so well.
As a matter of fact, I have audio of our last phone conversation.
What's the ocean in the basket?
No, this is the guy you talk to and you go, "Hey, remember when, oh yeah, about the thing? Yeah, over here and her, da-da-da-da-da." I mean, it's all like pronouns and
remember the guy
adverbs
the guy
there's
the guy
just
with
no
the face?
language to it at all.
The face and the eyes and the hair. So with everything that's going on today, I actually took a moment at some point today and said it's honestly, it's not even a joke. It's hard to keep track of the extra constitutional moves by this administration. And this is all going to tie together as we speak about it. But some of the news of the day was about the Bergdahl transfer and his interview with the Serial podcast, and that's Serial. Stacey and I want to drive as many people to our show as possible. I'll tell you right now that it's a very interesting podcast. It has been for a long time. I check it out. Not when you're listening to JD and Stacey, though. and basically the news of the day that tied it off, ex-Guantanamo detainee, now an al-Qaeda leader in Yemen. I would love to say that this is the first time that we've seen this headline. JD did some research today and took some notes. This is actually the 187th verified time with proof that we know an ex-Guantanamo detainee is now an al-Qaeda leader, in this particular case in Yemen. Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula, also known as AQAP, released a new video featuring a former Guantanamo detainee, Ibrahim Kosi, who will now be Durkabab number 69. In July,
he was the chauffeur.
Yeah, this guy's terrorist CV is unbelievable. In July 2010, Kosi pled guilty to charges of conspiracy and material support for terrorism before a military commission. His plea was part of a deal in which he agreed to cooperate with prosecutors during his remaining time in U.S. custody. 2 years later, Obubu, speckle-faced jerk-off that he is, transfers him out of Gitmo to the Sudan. Before I bring Stacey in, I want to give you a breakdown and a little bit of the CV or resume, if you will, of Durkabab number 69. This is the guy who they have just confirmed has returned to the battlefield as an al-Qaeda leader with AQAP in Yemen, which I didn't know until this happened, is the most powerful and most, basically, they have the best capacity to hit us here in the homeland.
Well, they're in a PR war with ISIS, too. So.
You know what? I know why Obama and these idiots let him go, because you have to understand the way progressives work. Everything's a government job. This guy's terrorist resume starts in 1990. That's 25 years. That's 25 years. If you're in the government employ, Obama, 25 years, 1990, first piece of terrorism, he's going to retire. That's what federal employees do. They go home and retire. 1990, his terrorism resume starts. Durkabab 69 met two al-Qaeda members who recruited him for jihad in Afghanistan. He was then traded al-Qaeda's al-Farouk camp, which was the terror group's primary training facility in the pre-9/11 Afghanistan. In 1991, Osama bin Laden himself relocated to Sudan, and Kosi followed with him. He worked as an accountant and treasurer for bin Laden's front companies, a role he would continue to fill after al-Qaeda moved back to Pakistan and Afghanistan in the mid-'80s. He found that after an attempt on bin Laden's life in 1984, Kosi was chosen to be a member of the al-Qaeda founders, this is bin Laden's, elite security detail. The guy we're talking about right now, Obama just let free, or had let free in 2012. He was also picked to perform sensitive missions around that time. He served as a courier and may have delivered funds to the terrorist cell responsible for the June 25th, 1995 assassination attempt on Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak. He relocated to Chechnya. Enter Vladimir Putin, the Russians, and the new hegemony into the same year before returning to bin Laden's side in Afghanistan sometime in 1996 or 1997. From 1998 to 2001, analysts wrote, Kosi traveled back and forth between the front lines near Kabul and Kandahar to help with the fight against the Northern Alliance. In December of 2001, the Pakistanis captured Kosi as he fled the battle of Tora Bora, where we all know bin Laden escaped down those mountain paths. Stacey, this man got paroled by Obubu.
Yes, he did, because apparently we trusted Sudan and the Sudanese government to watch him. Why would we do that?
Okay, terrific.
I mean, like the mentality behind this, when you take a look, and again, this goes back to what we've been talking about for months and months and months since Graham Wood wrote the article in The Atlantic, well-sourced, well-referenced. If you're not an Islamic scholar, it's real simple. Jihadis are jihadis for a reason. They believe the end is coming.
A jihadi for
They're
life,
filling out their apocalyptic fantasy, and if you let them go, they're going to go back to it. This is their religion. This is their passion. This is what they truly, 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 truly believe.
Yeah, and basically,
and you think you have some control over it because you implement some weird kind of Sudanese parole program?
Okay. I want you to think of the worldview of the President of the United States and the national security structure currently in place to protect us from people like this. This goes back to the Bergdahl transfer. We do not have to have a 2-segment, 3-show explanation to the audience of what happened in the Bergdahl transfer. It is very simple. Obama himself signed into law a piece of legislation that requires the President of the United States to give 30 days notice to Congress before any kind of prisoner exchange such as this. He gave Congress less than 48 hours in the Bergdahl exchange. There is no argument.
But there were reasons.
Well, Obama took an argument as commander-in-chief that this was
national
part of the
security.
Well, no, it's not so much that. He actually went and said, well, as commander-in-chief and operational, and this is where he's had to go back to the Pentagon. And this is where you're seeing splits and fissures between what you're hearing out of the Joint Chiefs and what you're hearing out of the schmeckle-headed jerk-offs. So Stacey and I, with the K98 Talk News crew, we're absolutely lucky enough to get some audio of Obama and his national security team's meeting about the terrorist issue.
Allah, Muhammad Jihad. Bagala, Muhammad Jihad. Bagala, Muhammad Jihad. La Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Muhammad Jihad.
Bak, Dirk Allah.
This is Obama.
Durka, Muhammad Jihad. Haka Sherpa, Bakala.
Oh, Durka.
And I think his worldview is on display at every turn, because when he speaks about ISIS, he's continually telling the country and everybody else, well, you can't do this because this is what ISIS wants. Do you have ISIS on speed dial? Is Durka Bob 1 through 9 somebody that you play basketball and golf with? Because I'm really at the point where I'm starting to question this. I have an administration that is telling me that nobody can say a damn thing about Islam. They will not let anybody believe their lying eyes about a terrorist attack, and basically the head of the FBI daily is going before Congress and going, I don't care what that jerk-off saying. This is really, 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 really bad. And as this is going on the heels of Paris, on the heels of San Bernardino, with the FBI director saying these people were radicalized before they met each other, today in a hearing, Jim Jordan, Rep of Ohio, those of you who don't know him, go find the YouTube video. DHS, which is the Department of Homeland Security for those of you who went to public school, DHS put like an assistant undersecretary to the Grand Exalted Mr. Grula up there today. Jim Jordan asked 9 specific questions about the number of people and Watch that testimony, and I will tell you right now, in the coming days and weeks, you're going to find out that when she applied for this visa, she was never investigated and vetted. The administration knows this. Why am I saying this? Because at the same time, they are letting a man with the CV that I just gave you be gone. They are at a point, in my notes, there have been 647 detainees, quote-unquote, transferred from Guantanamo Bay. According to our own intelligence agencies, 30% of them have proven, verified evidence of returning to the jihadi fight, and the expectation is that the other 69% will. Stacey, we got about a minute left before break. Take us out.
You know, U.S. military threat assessment of this particular individual caught on tape today. The detainee is an admitted veteran jihadist with combat experience beginning in 1990, and it is assessed he would re-engage in hostilities against U.S. forces if released. That was the military threat assessment. Why would you ignore something that direct from the U.S. military intelligence organizations and say, oh, but we trust the Sudanese to watch him?
Why?
Seriously?
Why? Because President Barack Obama, everybody listen very carefully because I'm not misspeaking. President Barack Obama is nothing more than a...
You're a liar! You know something that you're not telling us, you slimy scumbag liar!
But you know who ain't going to lie to you?
There's a lot of things he's not telling us.
You know who's not going to lie to you, baby? JD and Stacey coming back on the other side of the break. We're going to go break. We're going to talk a little bit about Durka Bob, jerk-off number 69 here. Obama really just letting the jaws over all the prisons. And Judge Jeanine Pirro's prescription for all that ails us. JD and Stacey here on K98 Talk. Game on. The show's so big. Diamond Dave takes us to break. Diamond Dave!
One break coming up.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
If you like your health care plan, you'll be able to keep your health care plan. This is the most transparent administration in history. Not even a smidgen of corruption.
Fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
If you got a business, you didn't build that.
The feeling most people get when they hear Barack Obama's speech, I felt this thrill going up my leg. I don't have that too often.
Steady.
It's time to hear the truth about America's biggest challenges. Ricky Robinson, host of America Off the Rails, will tackle the important issues facing America today as he tries to keep America from coming off the track. Get ready to hear the truth every Monday through Friday starting at 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 Central, here on K98Talk.com and the Spark Radio Network.
Welcome to the face. Welcome to the face of the new democracy.
Are you conservative in a world of liberal?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not alone. Hey, I'm Daniel Stafford, host of the Stafford Voice, and I'd like to invite you to tune in each Monday, 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll break down the events of the week, and together we'll learn about how they affect you. So, sit back and get ready for the good, the bad, and the ugly of talk radio right here on K98 Talk.
From the Vikings of Norway to whom down south, I've been around. I've seen it all, and I've come out on top. You better beware, for all you know, the bell tolls for you. Enter the bell tower or watch your step. 8 p.m. Thursdays, K98 Talk.
Revolution Radio getting started here with JD and Stacey at Game On and that K98 Talk. Welcome back to all our political freaks, geeks, and back alley sneaks, old listeners, new listeners, everybody in between. You got to know what to do, baby. You got to get in that K98Talk.org chat room right now. Say hello to Stacey. Put up the bat signal. Ask everybody where Slick is. Tell Charlie to go to hell for bitching about the fact that he's about to be 40 years old. And remember, guys, you got to catch us live again Sunday, 11 a.m. Bloody Marys and Broadsheets. You'll kill off your mainstream media hangover. We do Game On, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard, both Tuesday, Thursday nights. Friday is the big spotlight. We do Drive Time leading into Yahoo Sports and that WN, JC 1360, serving that Southern Jersey, Philadelphia, Northern Delaware. Get over to that FlipsideShow.com. Michael Loftus, check him out on the Twitters at Flipside Loftus. You go make him make you laugh, baby. Remember, get ready for CPAC K98 Talk Cruise coming up, and someday we might actually have Rick Wilson on the show. Welcome back.
Maybe someday.
Oh, God. I want to get him on so we can be like... You know, during the break...
He had some epic Twitterers today. So
during the break, I honestly think that Obama's worldview about the Gitmo detainees is basically
Lottie-dottie, we like the party.
I mean, he honestly thinks like a whole bunch of these Durka morons were on their way to some kind of desert rave, and somehow ended up they didn't take the left turn at Albuquerque with Bugs Bunny and ended up in the Battle of Tora Bora. Yeah, okay.
Hey.
Oh, Durka.
Oh, yes. Are you looking for the rave? No, I am looking for... Well, why the hell would anybody ever want to look for that? That sounds destructive.
Virgin.
Oh, that's right, Scott. So, because they're just a bunch of...
Oh, Durka.
You know, we're not doing domestic politics. We're not doing presidential politics today. But if people don't start grabbing themselves some Donald Trump language and just telling people, hey, enough is enough, this is getting out of absolute control. But that's just me being frustrated.
Yeah, but your favorite guy's out there fighting the politically correct war and just makes me giggle.
Who?
Dino Badaya.
Oh, what is this?
The dean of comedy.
Oh, the dean of comedy. This guy.
That guy.
He is
that guy
basically
has never had like a funny line that I've ever seen on Twitter. He's
like,
horrible.
He's like comedy herpes, and no one can find the Valtrex. Somehow,
oh my God.
Somehow, this. You know what he was? He was one of these really unfunny stand-up comedy jerk-off douchebags that said to himself, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to tell people that I'm Islamic, and I'm going to come and I'm going to say something funny about Muslims. Great, man. I got to tell you something. I was in the New York metro area during 9/11. If anybody want to hear something funny about some of them Durka jihadi Muslims, it's JD. And the guy is just not funny. And because he's not funny, and because he's PC, CNN put him on, and he is just Loftus
insufferable.
Loftus, if you are listening to me, challenge this moron somewhere and just punt him like the time we had the midgets and the thing and the bowl of Jello and the girl with the thing and the hood.
Is that what happened in California? I'm kind of glad I wasn't there.
And everybody.
You notice he didn't answer.
I know that we like promoting Bell River and Dr. A. They do great when they're up on the radio together. I don't know if you knew about it. After the first of the year, I don't have a publication date yet. Please keep your eyes out for their upcoming new book they are penning together. It's called Quotes from the ISIS Goat Farm.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
So at your fine book retailers soon.
Okay, terrific.
Wow. Wow.
And the funny thing is,
did you give yourself the bell, please?
If you know Dr. Randy Arrington, first of all, the man's a patriot. Second of all, he's a badass. All right, he's a former naval aviator, and he's a genius. He's got a PhD, but he's kind of like Sam the Bald Eagle from the Muppets. Kermit, does this show have any socially redeeming value? So, to my mind, it's funny to say that him and Lou have a book coming out called Tales from the ISIS Goat Farm.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
His picture on Twitter is so serious.
Do you doubt that if any of the ISIS goats could talk, they would say,
"Those men wanted to have sex with me"?
I just don't know.
Not to be confused with a Syrian refugee.
I would like to direct this to the distinguished members of the panel. You lousy corksuckers.
All right, you know what? Let's do it. Let's do a tutorial for new listeners of the show. Okay, terrorist jihadis and basic Middle East jerk-offs are.
Oh, durka.
Okay, now the Syrian refugees are.
I would like to direct this to the distinguished.
And these are tales from the ISIS Goat Farm.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
Okay, there'll be a quiz after the show.
What's our stalker?
Why you call me? I have so many for that.
She's kind of like an ISIS terrorist.
Nothing works here. The medication's on.
Hey, y'all crazy bitch, but you're so good I'm on top of it when I dream.
I'm your number one fan.
You're insane.
Hashtag thanks for listening.
XM Satellite's going to be sending you a fruit basket.
Okay, terrific.
Oh, God.
Can we just get
Merry
to the fact
Christmas
that
from K98 Talk.
Can we just get to the fact that Africa's hot, punch out and go home? JD's got bong hits to take.
Ooh, we should probably get back to something serious now.
Hurry up, I gotta get back to my family dinner.
Put the lotion in the basket.
The chat room wants to know if they can all get their own stalker. You can have mine.
No. Right after the new year, we'll sell we'll sell each year's one for $19.95 plus shipping and handling, unless you sign up for the premium. Oh, God in heaven, Jesus God.
Let's talk about Judge Jeanine.
All right,
she
before
did a great
we
job
get to Judge, why the power of radio is compelling me. There's an old priest and a young priest telling me to play the South Park Ice Beaner clip.
No,
I won't do it.
Thank God.
Okay, what is today? Thursday? On Tuesday night's show, we
ran out of time.
Right. We were basically speaking about Trump's comments, the reactions to it, how it played politically, how it played strategically, the whole nine. And in there, one of the points that Stacey had made was that Judge Jeanine Pirro,
I can't look at the chat room.
had this really good 5-minute. She had this 5-point plan, kind of like Chairman Mao and everybody in a gray suit on bicycles. But this is falling apart by the goddamn seams. So, all right, let's start with Jeanine Pirro's prescription on Donald Trump's comments after we set up that we live in a world where Obama is releasing terrorists. So this is Judge Jeanine. Judge Jeanine is somewhere. Judge Jeanine! Oh, God, this I swear to God.
Hello and welcome to Justice. I'm Judge Jeanine Pirro. Thanks for being with us tonight. The single deadliest terror attack on U.S. soil since 9/11 has happened. They're here. And it's time to stop pussyfooting around, time to stop this politically incorrect nonsense, worrying about other people's feelings, pull out all the stops, and start fighting for the survival of this country and our way of life.
Now let's pause that there for a second. Stacey, that statement right there, right? There are no bombs in there anywhere. Correct?
No,
Why couldn't
I don't think that's bomb-like. No, it is reality-based.
There was we're at the 36-second mark of this clip. There was about 2 or 3 seconds of intro music from her show. That means that Jeanine Pirro, in 33 to 34 seconds, succinctly spoke to the American people in real terms that understands their concerns, and we are on day X of the rest of the candidates really trying to decide how to respond to Trump and his prescriptions. I don't understand. I mean, how? And I think that this goes back to what we were saying the other night. So Obama is at least, the intelligence community is telling the president of the United States and his administration that the proven recidivism rate of terrorists released from Gitmo onto the battlefield is at least 30%, and they believe the other 69% are going to do it. They just don't have the evidence yet. And we've spent a week of Donald Trump says Muslims can't come in and everybody gets the vapors, and then our people fall over themselves and try to split the baby and be PC. And in 33 seconds, Jeanine Pirro nails it.
And I mean, again, I don't think it was rude. I don't think it was mean. She kept it very specific to the terroristic threat that radical Islam, presents. And it wasn't a bomb throw or even a broad brush.
No. Let's go into a little more of what she has to say. This is her continuing.
You need to make a plan how you're going to protect yourself, your family, and your kids. And this is not about...
Now, hold on a second. Right there before we go around. And again, she makes it more personal. Yourself, your family, your kids. She didn't begin this by saying, before I say this, we all have to understand, for all our brain-dead racist crackers out there, that all Muslims are pretty good and it's just a little percentage. No, she personalized it. She goes on.
Politics. It's about being safe. It's about surviving. The plan? Number 1, get a gun. Buy one legally, learn how to shoot it, and be primed to use it. And I don't care if you get a long gun, a handgun, a revolver, a semi-automatic, get whatever gun you can handle. And don't let anyone talk you out of it. The Second Amendment to the Constitution and the United States Supreme Court confirm your right to have one. Number 2, it is time to weaponize your local police department. They are the first line of defense in this Islamic us. And if you watch the San Bernardino attack unfold, you understand that these jihadists were not going to stop with that one attack. The local police are the ones who took down these Islamic terrorists and stopped a further massacre. Your local police, like the cops in San Bernardino, 300 of them running toward the danger, openly stating, "I'll take the first bullet." These are your defenders, and these remarkable men and women in blue are our heroes who don't think twice about taking a bullet for you. Number 3.
All right, and what I thought was brilliant, and the reason I played the first two together, is, again, she does something none of the candidates have done here. The candidates seem to go in one of two directions when they speak. Either they go full bore, total, hole up in the woods, bazookas, which I'm all for, but it's in the way that they speak about the Second Amendment, or they speak about, well, you know, when it's general election time, more law and order, and maybe I'll consider a ban. Think about what Jeanine Pirro just said so brilliantly, so succinctly. Arm yourself. The world is dangerous. People are crazy, and you're not going to be protected. But
arm yourself and learn how to use it.
And not only that, but understand where you are served by good municipal law enforcement. You make sure you work in conjunction with them. She is killing it.
Well, not only that, but when you think about the leftist, war on law enforcement and all the and the exploitation of everything that happens, like this recent moron in Chicago that they covered up for a couple months, that get blown, again, with that broad brush to paint all law enforcement as, over the top and targeting certain groups of people, et cetera, et cetera. If you watch the tapes of the newsreels from San Bernardino, those people were organized, they were appropriately equipped, and they went to work. And, when you start looking at Obama's rhetoric around police and local police departments, he wants to de-weaponize them.
And for those of you who may have a spouse or a loved one or a better half who is away for a few days and you're really looking for some porn to entertain yourself with later on, I suggest you watch the marches in the street for the resignation of Rahm Emanuel over what Stacey was just speaking about.
Oh, my God, that was awesome.
Because the Black Lives Matter morons have actually figured out to get their asses out of their own neighborhood and stop burning them to the ground and stop traffic in the major business district in the heart of Chicago around Christmas time. And that's getting media attention and hitting people's pockets. We're going to run a little over on this. Let's get to prescription number 3.
We need to close the borders from Mexico and from Canada. Pure and simple.
Woohoo!
Syed Farouk and Tashfeen Malik have set the precedent by showing the world that that it can be done on American soil. And there needs to be a halt to the issuance of visas. And I don't care if it's a business visa or a vacation visa, an education visa, a fiance visa, a 90-day visa. Stop. These people do not have a right to be here, period, end of story. And number 4.
Now, that to me...
Period, end of story. I like it.
Maybe that is where you and I keep saying kind of the same thing about immigration, but with a different tone. What she just said there, to my mind, melds Donald Trump's viscerally tapping into that sentiment about illegal immigration and cuts it in the middle perfectly. As you oppose some of the PC language you've heard out of the other candidates. You just let people know there is no right for you to be here. Radio listening audience, did those of you know that in the 1970s when Jimmy Carter, President Sweater, was president, do you know that he banned the entrance of Iranians into this country during the hostage crisis? But Habitat for Humanity and the Peace Prize, Jimmy. Yeah, you know what else Jimmy did? He had all the Iranians who were non-citizens kicked out of the country. And you know why you don't see all the news articles about it? Because that long ago, whether you were Republican or Democrat, it wasn't a big deal. Because a president of the United States who sat there and saw a people, a nationality, whatever it is, a certain region, an ideology as a threat where they took American hostages, for Christ's sake. They had, what was it, 11 or 14 American hostages, and Jimmy Carter kicked Iranians out of the country who were here and wouldn't let them in. Obama is standing ankle deep in fresh blood in San Bernardino, California, on the heels of what happened in France. On the heels of what happened in France. And is sitting here saying that anybody who wants to consider not opening up the door to every Syrian refugee who looked at somebody in a UN refugee camp and said, no, boss, I didn't do nothing, let me in, should come in here.
Nope.
That is the difference of today's Democratic progressive left. If you think Jimmy Carter was liberal, I just made him sound like Dwight Eisenhower. We got 90 seconds. Take us out.
Well, and she goes, further than that, too. She calls for an end to the refugee program. That is just not possible. But again, I think the reason I liked that clip of her so much is because it did exactly what you said. We have this GOP bifurcation because you've got one bomb dropper over here who may cut to the chase, and the message appeals to a certain segment of the population who is scared, who does understand the threat, who does not feel secure. And because of the caustic nature of that message, other people go maybe too far back the other way. I didn't hear a bomb in what Jeanine Pirro said. No. She was direct, she was factual, and she was palatable.
No, I mean, I thought she...
I don't know why we can't learn how to do that.
You want to know why? Because all they do, all the Republican consultancy class does is cash checks, and their candidates, they get wrecked. But JD and Stacey are going to be changing that, baby. A lot to talk about. This isn't going to stop. You know this guy is going to go full pedal to the metal, full throttle, and try to dump everybody out of Gitmo while he can. You want to know why? Because Obama loves himself some.
Oh, Durka.
And what has he done to the world? And you know who's a virgin?
Virgin.
Michelle, because who'd touch her? Ew. JD and Stacey, K98 Talk, coming back.
Hey everybody, this is Jason, host of According to Me. I'd like to invite you to check out my show. It's a 2-hour show that lasts 60 minutes in...
Listen, I hate to interrupt, but one thing I can do is read off a script. Just say, let me be clear a lot. It works.
President Obama, I can handle this. It's a radio promo. I'm not green. I've done this before.
Did someone say green?
Now, Al Gore is here. Listen, I'm just trying to record a radio promo. Do you mind?
Now, do you say good things about me on the show?
No, not at all. But if it makes you feel any better, I rip on Republicans just as much.
The AM radio frequencies give off very high levels of radiation.
Look, my show is on the internet, which you invented. Can I just do my promo?
I got a pen. I can veto that, you know.
I know you got a pen. It's not a law. It's a radio promo. Listen, just listen to my show. Barack Obama and Al Gore hate it, so you're going to love it.
Here's an executive order. Don't listen to his show. He doesn't like me. He's racist. And he doesn't recycle either.
That's it. I'm done. It's According to Me, Wednesdays, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on K98 Talk.
Oh, this show good. Wondering why you're up early with us on a Sunday morning making a cocktail? News lately got you drinking? Hung over from the mainstream media by Sunday? We are, and we got you covered.
We sure do. We got your hangover cure for those weekly news blues. So sit back, top off your mimosa, and add some Baileys to that coffee.
Take a match to your copy of the New York Times. Light, funny, and oh yeah, news with booze.
And a lot of laughter.
Welcome to Bloody Marys and Broadsheets. If it's Sunday, it's Bloody Marys and Broadsheets.
We're your cure from your weekly news hangover.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military servicemen, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to keep them secure for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Join us at findwwp.org.
K98 Talk is expanding its lineup for 2015. This means we are expanding our advertising base. Whether you're a startup trying to push through to the next level or an established business trying to supplement your advertising budget, web-based advertising is a solid investment. Thanks to Talk's newest partnership with TuneIn Radio and instant access to our sister station, K98 FM, we give you worldwide access at a reasonable cost. Interested parties should email us at sales@k98fm.com.
Jeanine and Stacey here, starting that Revolution Radio at Game On that K98 Talk. Taking that ride to the moon with Ricky Tikki Tavi Rick Robinson. We on autopilot to the top, baby. Wouldn't piss on you if you was on fire. Remember, guys, we're not just live Thursday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, with the best leading in radio, that Lou Bell River, for that Whom the Bell Tolls, baby, on that K98 Talk. Stacey and I do it again, shifting gears, 11 a.m. Bloody Marys and broadsheets, baby. You're off your mainstream media hangover. Tuesday again, Friday, 5 p.m. Yahoo Sports Drive Time, Mic Drop, Michael Loftus, Flipside Show. What's up, son? Boom. Spreaker.com.
Boom. And I think we're followed by Daniel Stafford tonight.
That's the kid who's got the radio show and the head's in the freezer.
Stop. He is like the nicest guy on K98. You need to stop.
I knew a nice guy at a radio station once. I had a show over there. It was called the Daniel Stafford Show.
Stop.
One day the owner came up to me and said, "You eating French fried taters?" I said, "Yes, I like them some."
Rick, make him stop.
Okay, terrific.
10-10, Arizona at Minnesota at halftime. It might mean Adrian Peterson might not actually beat his son with a tree branch. Good God, the NFL is falling apart.
Can I just tell you the dumbest thing I saw today?
What?
And this is dumb in a scary kind of way. So Pew Research does a poll, right, of Muslims in the U.S. 81% says killing civilians in the name of Islam is never justified, which leaves us roughly 19%. 5% say rarely. I'd like to know how you qualify that. 7% say sometimes. 1% say often. And 6% don't know. Not sure.
I thought we had a no math rule on this show.
How do you answer a question like that with, I don't know? Sorry.
How basically everybody who answered that question followed it up by,
I bring nothing to the table.
Okay, so for those of you who realize that climate change is a scam, let me give you my favorite story of the day. What away? What?
Don't tell him what you said to me when you called this morning.
Hold on, I am doing dance.
You'd have to turn in your conservative card. I get this call. I think the leftists might be right. JD, what are you talking about? Yesterday, I scraped ice off my windshield. Today, it's 70 degrees.
I swear that. Tell the lady what she's want. I really did. So even the climate morons got into JD's head before I had coffee this morning. However, I quickly snapped out of that when I realized that the climate change, global warming, international shakedown of give me your money continues. African campaigners demand compensation. I want to say this again, okay? Not North Pole campaigners, not Siberian campaigners, not Antarctic campaigners, okay? African campaigners demand compensation for the effects of global warming.
It's hot in Africa.
It's so hot in Africa, there is a saying called Africa hot. African campaigners are demanding compensation for the huge damage being inflicted on the continent by global warming. Holy Christ, it's full of deserts, for Jesus Christ. A problem that has been
There's people
caused...
there who wear loincloths like Ron all the time.
Those men wanted to have sex with me.
As a matter of fact, the hip-hop artist Nelly actually wrote a song about Africa. Sometimes it
you
doesn't
find it?
play.
Hot air, so hot it hurts. Hot air, oh.
Africa is so hot, Nelly wrote a song about it. So now these idiots are trying to shake down rich countries, but will hit poor nations hard. As the UN summit to tackle climate change nears its conclusion, African politicians and NGOs are calling for the developed world to provide cash of all things, to help them deal with the consequences of a warming planet. You live in Africa, for Christ's sake. It's always been hot. Jesus Christ. Compensation should cover everything from storm damage and crop failure to storm damage and crop failure. Oh, you live in a desert. You live in a desert. The great late Sam Kinison, he had this thing. He used to have this thing. He would say, oh, I watch these things with Sally Struthers. And they talk about the people who have no food. You know why? They live in the desert! Move where the food is, near the water! Oh! Jesus! The funds, I act my glasses fell. The funds should also help meet the cost of the mass migration that is inevitable. There is a conference run by the UN in Africa for us to give them our hard-earned money, working 9 jobs a week, because Obama is a jerk-off, okay? I'm not giving them money. You know what I'm giving them because it's so hot? I'm giving them suntan lotion, okay? Here's your suntan lotion.
Put the lotion in the basket.
Oh, Jesus Christ. What did I... Okay, what else? Oh, this is my favorite. This is good.
No, that kind of sounded like your favorite. I'm just saying.
Well, this gets better. So, JD played a little of that football there back in college, baby. So one of the schools that we used to play against in college, Lehigh University, college football team broke into home looking for revenge, peed in fridge,
the refrigerator,
punched fellow student, but it was the wrong house.
Okay, terrific.
This became a story just because of peed in refrigerator. Police say 7 Lehigh University football players have been charged in an off-campus break-in meant as revenge, but they targeted the wrong northeastern Pennsylvania home. Bethlehem police said the 2 men in the house, who are also Lehigh students, used a university football roster to identify this. Jeez, God, I don't care. I don't care if it was 1,000 years ago.
All I'm saying is this: they lost half the team.
My fellow football players, you do not help with the stereotype by everybody being able to. I'll give you a great example. When Rick Nalen and Keith, I can't remember his name, stole the Christmas tree in front of Keating Hall at Fordham University in 1992.
No.
What?
The best part of this story, JD, is the kid who threw the rest of the guys under the bus is the one who copped to peeing in the fridge and will face no further charges.
Is that why they were pressing? That was why the police.
Yeah.
Records show Parsons urinated in the refrigerator at the home, but he's not facing further charges. I got to tell you something.
What is that charge? I don't even understand.
If JD broke into a home in Long Beach and started peeing in the refrigerator, people would come down and be like, JD, what's up, man? Here's a beer.
Is that because they know you, JD, or is that because it's Long Beach?
Well, you know, JD's got a little hip hop in him.
Lottie Dottie, we like the party.
You know, Michelle Obama just put out a rap song too.
Well, the reason I bring it up is JD's hip hop, baby.
Is it scary?
Nicki Minaj, right now, who could not get arrested if she blew up a police station. I'm not convinced Hillary Clinton should be president. How much is the media diddling Hillary Clinton's grundle that we get a story about Nicki Minaj and Hillary Clinton and her support for... Nicki Minaj is not convinced Hillary Clinton should be president, nor did the singer hold back with her thoughts about Donald Trump and President Obama in the cover of Billboard's #1. Now, this is some smart thinking. When asked about Clinton, Minaj indicated she wasn't fully on board. She said she supports Clinton as a woman, but am I convinced that she would be the next president? I still want to be open-minded about everyone. I don't. George Pataki sucks. Lindsey Graham is a jerk-off who was nice enough to do an interview with us. This was our interview with Lindsey Graham.
3 simple words. I am gay.
Oh, God. Are we going to do Camille Paglia and the Girl Squads?
I didn't even understand that, and I'm a girl.
All right, Camille Paglia is trolling with hot celebrities and lesbianism, and that's about the time you know what? Camille Paglia, hot lesbians, that gets a...
Giggity, let's have sex.
Whoa, the week is over, baby. Heading into the weekend, baby girl. You got them keys?
I got those keys.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, please.
Now, for those of your fans out there who have been a little concerned, you were just on a hiatus and shall be returning shortly to the Twitters, no?
Oh, I shall be returning.
I hear it's with the vengeance. I'll be getting ready for that return with a package in my pocket, a line full of shots, hanging on a bar stool, thinking about alleyways, talking about the Donkey Show, wearing a bulletproof vest, and you can all kiss my ass. If I live through it, I'll see you next week.
I'm looking for you, you Occupy freaks with your glitter bombs. Bring it on! Bring on the glitter. Everything has changed. Everything has changed in the last few years. Conservatives used to take it, and we're not taking it anymore.
When our water heater broke down last month, it was a nightmare. It took 5 hours for the plumber to show up, and he charged us a couple of $100 just to come out. Then it cost another $1,800 to put in the new water heater. By the time it was all said and done, I felt like I'd been taken. But what else could I do?
The smartest thing you can do is get a home warranty from American Residential Warranty. Their home warranties pay to repair or replace all your major appliances when they break, and they will break, and at the worst possible time. Call American Residential Warranty right now for free information on home warranties starting at just pennies a day. Don't wait for your refrigerator to stop running or your ceiling fans to stop turning. Call American Residential Warranty right now. Ask how you can save up to 50% on one. Call 1-800-513-6154. That's 1-800-513-6154. Again, 1-800-513-6154. Call now.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
Giggity, let's have sex.